Well, good morning. It's Randytbird out here in Arizona. It's Sunday morning, and I am making the return leg of my weekend trip in Williams, Arizona, and riding down Main Street, Highway 66 Main Street here. It's for all you nostalgic folks for the Mother Road. Just rolling along through here. Just stayed at a cheap hotel last night and got some sleep, and doesn't look like any rain today. That's gonna be good. Kind of slowed me down yesterday, but that's all right. Nobody got drowned. So it's early in the morning here. It's probably about 7:15, and just rolling through, headed back to the interstate to start my return trip to Phoenix or Mesa, where I live. Anyway, it was a good ride yesterday, and all things considered, and just rolling along now. So I'll be hitting the highway here in a few, and then I'll be back with more footage in a little while. Stay tuned. Alright, I'm back. And on the highway here, Interstate 40 in northern Arizona. I'm headed east now, headed towards Flagstaff, and points south from there. The interstates have taken a beating this winter. This stretch here is pretty nice, but man, some of the other side roads, I-17 in particular, are just potholed and rutted and everything. It's pretty bad. I mean, they had a near record snowfall up here this year, and it's been quite a winter. So it's still spring up here in the mountains, but the trees have mostly come back, and of course you got all the evergreens up here, so it looks really good. So I'm just cruising around here, just enjoying the morning air here. It's very crisp. Got a light jacket on. That's not going to last but about 60 or 70 more miles, and then it'll start warming up again as you go up and down. It's really nice out this morning. The mountains are awesome looking. Everything is so green. Had a good ride yesterday, the weather notwithstanding. It came and went. It wasn't any torrential downpours, just enough to get my legs wet a little bit and soak through my my summertime gloves a little bit, but you know, they dried out fast, and this morning I'm wearing leather gloves, so they are light ones, however. But beautiful morning. This is such a nice drive up here, I-40. I forget what, you know, how nice it is. You know, living in the valley, sometimes I don't get a chance to get out between work and responsibilities of all kinds, between work and family and music and other things that I've got going on in my life. And it's just really nice to get out. And it really is. It's been a good weekend. Keep my eyes open for deer and elk. They live up here in great numbers. They're actually fairly shy, but they have been known to dart out in the road. And if you've ever been close to an elk, my God, they're large animals. In Williams, there's a place called Arizona where they have a drive-through zoo of sorts that has bears, and they're mostly black bears, and elk and deer and mountain sheep, and you know, those rams or whatever, then pronghorns, and you know, some other smaller animals up there, you know, and it's very cool. And you drive through, and of course you don't get out of your car because, you know, they are wild animals, and sometimes the bears will just sit in the middle of the road and block you until they get tired of moving. So it is kind of cool. You know, we did that here, I think last year or the year before. We went up through there, and so that was a lot of fun. The boy liked it. And what else did they have up there? They had oh, I forget, a lot of large animals. There's a friendly guy on a road glide. All this water you're seeing on the sides of the road, that's not normally there. That's snowmelt from the high mountains up here. The mountains go up to over 12,000 feet here, and they still got snow on the peaks, and they were skiing as recently as mid-May up there at the ski resort. I skied up there when I was a younger man, and the view from up there is just incredible. You can take the one lift. It goes nearly to the top of the peaks. It's over 11,000 feet. The aforementioned peaks that are dead ahead there, you can still see the snow up there. That'll all melt. That goes to the watershed. Actually, at 12,100 and some feet up there, it does keep snow most of the year at the very top. It's an ancient extinct volcano. In fact, this entire area around here was volcanic in antiquity. Look at that shrine there. Some sort of, I don't know what that is. Buddhist? Korean? I don't know. This seems out of place out here. My apologies to those of you that follow that religion. It's just up here in the mountains you expect to see cabins and rustic structures, and ashram just seems really bizarre out here. Anyway, gonna record some more here in a little while, and we'll be back. Hey, back for some more video here. Rolling along on I-40. Caught up to my buddy Sam here. He caught up to me. We're riding along, sharing the road. Anyway, looks like a little bit of smoke in the air here. I must see a controlled burn or something up here. I hope it's not a regular forest fire. But, yeah, it was real smoky through here yesterday, but it was also raining, so it seems to be somewhat less today. It'll get a little cooler as we get closer to Flagstaff here. Sam on his Tiger 1200. Gotta love adventure bikes. The hotel I stayed at last night, there was a whole bunch of guys from Europe on GS 1250s, adventure bikes, BMWs, and they apparently were not early risers because they were still in bed this morning when I left. So God knows they probably rode 800 miles yesterday. Yeah, it's still pretty smoky through here. I tallied up my miles yesterday. Yesterday was about a 250 mile day. Shouldn't be as much today as I am not doing any backtracking today. I'm going to head straight out over a place called Lake Mary Road that connects you with Highway 87, and then an 87 is a straight shot back down through. Some of the area was at yesterday, pine and strawberry, and then down through there. There's you stay up in the mountains for quite a while before you drop down, and then get back to more familiar country for me. I want to say familiar, more stuff that I generally ride. Anyway, A1 Mountain. A1 Mountain is the second tallest mountain in Arizona, or at least in this part of Arizona. I think over in the White Mountains there's some taller peaks, and a ski area over there. Trucks. Roll past him. I never trust him. Yeah, he's pulling out. Anyway, I never trust people to do what it looks like they're doing. It seems like, you know, you got to be vigilant. Arizona Divide, 7,335 feet elevation. We're not too far from Flagstaff now. We just passed Belmont, which there's the Navajo Army base up there, and there's the Grand Canyon Harley-Davidson was there on the side, as you probably saw going by, if I was recording at that point. Coming to Flagstaff, I mean, with the forest here, you hardly know it until you're there. Flagstaff is the home of Northern Arizona University, so it's pretty much a college town and recreation thing. Of course, you got the ski resort up there, and you've got all the summer sports, camping and fishing and hunting and all kinds of stuff going on up there. And it's nice and cool at 7,300 feet elevation in the summer, so a lot of Phoenix escapes the heat and goes up there in the summer, which makes it kind of crowded at times, but you know, that's the way it goes. And then I-17's got can get pretty crowded down on the lower part of it as you head back into Phoenix. I-17 runs between Phoenix and Flagstaff, and then turns into I-10 as you get through the south part of Phoenix, or central part of Phoenix. Waiting for my muscles to loosen up here. A little stiff this morning. The bed in that hotel room was like a plank. Better than sleeping on the ground, though. Anyway, gonna append now. More later. Alright, rolling along down I-17 now. Descending in altitude. We just left Flagstaff. And now we're headed down towards the Verde Valley and Sedona area. The Red Rocks. I don't know how much you can see from the interstate. I'm not going down into Sedona. Too crowded. It's really out of my way. Well, we're still up in the pines, as you can see. A lot of road construction. And again, the winter was brutal to the roads are up here, and they're resurfacing them, and yeah, it's one of them stretches here where they grind off the asphalt and down to the concrete base, and it's just a little squirrely on the bike. I don't care for this at all. Rough road, no kidding. They had to stretch a road back on I-40 that about beat the crap out of me. It was very potholed and rutted. Anyway, slowing down a little bit for the construction. Been running a good solid 75 throughout here. Seems like a reasonable speed. You know, I still like to watch the scenery. I'm not going to white knuckle it through up here. This Arizona is so much variety. From the deserts to the mountains. Man, this is rough road right here. Very rough. Heritage takes it pretty well, but I've had a few times it bottomed out. And, very rough. Well, I'll be glad when this is over. At least, probably during the week, they're working on this non-stop. They got the barricades on the side of the road. Looks like they repaved the pull-out line, the emergency lane. I had meant to take Lake Mary Road across, and I missed the turn somehow. It used to be, I thought there was an exit, and I missed that, so I thought I kept looking for it, but I missed it. So I'm not going that way today. So I just headed south on 17. Sure hope they get out of this soon. Bump. Bump. Oh, man, that was a hard bottom. Ouch. That one hit the stops. Anyway, more bumps, more bad surface here. I'm going to stop recording for a moment here until I get out of this stuff. Alright, finally out of the rough. My God, there was some rough road back there. Anyway, now you can see we're coming down out of the mountains in a long 18-mile grade down into the Verde Valley and northern Arizona. We're down about 6,000 feet elevation now, and we're rolling along here. Now you can see we're giving back to the pinon junipers as opposed to the tall pines, and there's some deciduous trees in here, some oak trees, and probably, well, I don't know really, live oak, oak trees, cottonwood trees, that's the word I was looking for. A lot of cottonwoods down here in the stream beds and canyons. Yavapai County, look at that view. And you look out to the about the 1 o'clock position there. That is just awesome view. The big valley there and the Verde River Valley, and then goes down through across the valley there. You go up to Jerome and up in those mountains there. Beautiful at the oh hell, the word escapes me now. Must be getting old, I can't remember things anymore. Mingus Mountain, that's the word. Anyway, I thought I'd give you guys a few chuckles at my inability to remember names here lately. Yeah. Again, I tell people, I said, for me to remember anything new, I have to forget something else. So I must have deleted those while I tried to learn something new. That's right, folks, the brain is full. Anyway, as we get around this turn here, you should be able to look down towards Oak Creek Canyon there and the red rocks, and you can see some of the spires off in the distance. That's another trip for another day. That is really crowded this time of year. Weekdays are better. The weekends are almost gridlock bumper to bumper up through there. But you can see the really majestic looking mountains there, and there's some really cool rock formations there. And then there's Oak Creek that runs through there, which is an awesome area there, a recreation area. And unfortunately, there's a lot of private property there that people have bought and they've closed off to the public. I remember when I was a kid, most of it was wide open. There, I used to go there with my uncle and my dad, and they'd go fishing there in the creek. And it was very cool when we first moved to Arizona in the 60s. 5% downgrade, 14 miles, dropping us down into the Verde Valley here. And I'll be turning off to go back through Camp Verde and then back up into the mountains again. If you look off to the about 11 o'clock position, those mountains in the distance, we'll be going back over them. So, anyway, more later. Alright, going through an area now called Clear Creek. There's some ranches in here, and there's some RV parks and just some stuff there. There's a creek that runs through here that has water in it most of the year. Water's not a guaranteed out here, but there's a little area through here. You see all the trees and stuff, and just a nice little area here. I've been up here many times over the years. There's a little park back in there, campground, as we go over the bridge here, and there's over the creek. It's kind of a cool area with the cottonwood trees. You can smell the water. Very cool. As we head up the 260 now, we're off of 17 and we've been through the Verde Valley, and we're headed up over the mountains again back to Highway 87, and then the slog home down 87 through Strawberry Pine and Payson again, and then back down towards the areas that I normally do my vlogs at, and I'll be home probably by noon today, I imagine. It's going to be a warm one today down there, so I'm trying to get there as quickly as is reasonable. I've gone a little more than 100 miles now. About ready for a break here. There's a lookout up here on the mountain, just a little pull-out area there that has a view, and I'm probably going to stop there and stretch my legs, drink a little water, and then head on the next stretch home. It's Randytbird. I'm still with you. Well, it's Randy back on the return leg of my weekend trip to the mountains of Arizona. Right now I'm on Highway 260 and we're headed east back to the 87. I hope you've enjoyed the weekend, the pictures that I've put out for you, the video that we recorded this weekend, and that you're having a good weekend on your motorcycles as well. And the weather's good, and I mean summer's here. Look, size of that hawk. Anyway, I got distracted by a big bird. Anyway, we're just still headed through the pines again. I'm coming up out of the Verde Valley, and just been a real good trip so far, and I am glad that I could take you folks along. And once again, I thank you all for watching my videos. If you subscribed, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It's easy, it's cheap, it's actually free, and it's painless. And I sure appreciate you doing that. Thank you for your comments and your interaction with me. I sure appreciate it. This is Randytbird out here in pine tree covered Arizona. We'll talk to you again.